This has been on my mind for the last couple of weeks. And that is this guy, Michael Burry. Michael James Burry. He's the guy who made $1 billion in 2008 because he was able to recognize how all the predatory loans were 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about to pay for some meat on a stick.
Okay.
How much, my
So
friend?
1075.
1075. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 9. Thank you. Keep the change.
Okay, thank you.
And what does 1075 get you at midnight? Mind you, I haven't eaten today. Well, I did eat today. I ate today at 4:30. That was the first, and this is the last thing. Doing that intermittent fasting still. But I also got meat on a stick. That's the chicken wing. First one was the chicken. And then this is the pork. You know, this guy Michael Burry is an interesting guy because he made so much money. This guy made so much money in 2008 when no one else did. No one else saw. No one saw what he saw. No one saw it coming. So everyone needs to pay attention to what he's doing from time to time. And what he decided to do was clear his whole portfolio. He got rid of everything, including his long-term investments. We're talking about stuff that he wasn't even going to be thinking about for 10 years. He's out of that. So we got this guy who made $1 billion. Everyone wants to know what he's doing next. And what he's doing is he's investing in GEO. And that is a company that builds prisons, the biggest prison building company there is here in America. And what's interesting about this is that, you know, you start to wonder, like, yo, what's up with this guy putting everybody in prisons? And then the president, was it the president or something in Chicago where they're no longer going to be arresting people for certain things, and they're going to be letting everyone out on bail. And LJ was very worried, and I was like, baby, we're here in New York. There's nothing to worry about. What are you worried about? Why do you even care? Like, she's like, yeah, but you never know what's going to happen next. and more states are going to implement this kind of a thing. It's going to be the purge. It's going to be the purge. And I started to think about that, and I was like, wait a minute. This guy, Michael Burry, just sold all his stock, and he's investing in prisons because, like in 2008, he was able to see past what everyone else could see. So I actually just got 200 shares of the GEO. The GEO? Yeah, I think so. And I just got 200 shares of this stock because seeing what he was doing, but I didn't really take it serious, and I didn't think much of it. That's the chicken. I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, this is what he's doing. I'll get 100 shares. And then I wound up getting another 100 shares a week later at about maybe 15-20 cents cheaper. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it's about to get real hectic. And all these states are going to appear to be bowing down to the criminals. But it's like this. You get arrested for a crime, or they have you on video doing a crime, or you've been accused of doing a crime. They're going to send a letter out to your last place of business, and they're going to say, listen, man, we got you on videos shooting up that baseball field. We got your car, we got all the information we need, so we need you to come on down and let's schedule you a trial date, and we're not going to even give you a bail, so you're not going to even come into the jail facility. We're going to process you, take your picture, we're going to arraign you, give you a guilty, not guilty plea opportunity here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give you a trial date. So just sign right here. It's not an admission of guilt in any way, shape, or form. This is just letting us know that you're going to come back to trial. You're going to come back to court, and that, it's like good faith. But all these states that are taking away the bail, you are going to have to agree to come back to court. And guess what happens when you don't come back to court? Guess what happens when they send you a letter and you ignore the letter? You end up going to prison for massive amounts of years. You see, this is something to really consider. This guy, he's gotten rid of all his stocks, and he's only concentrating on the biggest jail building stock there is. Why? And this is right at the time when all these states are supposed to be getting rid of all the bail systems. Like, you can go right into any one of these stores here in New York City and snatch whatever you want off the shelf and walk right out of it. CVS, Rite Aid, all that kind of stuff. I've seen it with my own two eyes. It was crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness. People are actually just taking their own personal bags and filling them up with detergents and all kind of stuff. And they're not going to jail for this. So people would be like, oh my God, this is anarchy in the streets. That chicken was really tough. Because, you know, I always tell them, make it mine's real crispy. This is the pork. So, they're going to be letting out so many people. And all these people are going to be signing their life away. My wife, LJ, her uncle got arrested. And his mom bailed him out. And yeah, my wife's uncle, my wife's grandmother. My wife's grandmother bailed out her son. And what happened was, this is the last one, I think. Oh no. It's the other chicken. See, I like it crispy. And this is thigh meat. This is the thigh they stretch out and so good. This one is a little better than the other one. The other one was so super dry. So my wife's uncle gets bailed out. He was in another state. He was in a southern state. He then agrees for the bail that the trial will be happening with or without him. So what happens? He gets bailed out. He goes on the run. He's like, man, I'm not gonna, not in that little town. I'll never beat the case. You know, they had a trial without him. Sentenced him to 24 years in prison while he was on the run. And then a year later, whatever the timeline was, they pick him up in another state for something. They extradite him to that state, and he wound up doing 24 years in prison. And I believe it started from when they got him. It wasn't like, you know, we sentenced you to 24 years. We haven't seen you in 10 years. You can start, you know, no. You start the day you walk in. So he did 24 years. So this is what's going to be happening on a huge scale. Hold on.
This way?
No. Oh, yeah. You can go this way to FDR. Straight down. And then you're going to see a sign. But, yeah. You're on the right path. All right, man. So, it's about to get hectic. Something's going to happen. I know the truck driver's been warning us for a long time. You know, something's about to happen. What is going to happen? I don't know, but it's going to lead to a lot of people getting arrested or being told to come on down for your due process. You're the next contestant on the let's do the, you know, the due process are us. So there's going to be a massive influx of people going to prison. It's so interesting. So far, I got 200 shares. And then this is my last piece of my dinner. And this is the chicken wing. Mm. And they use that charcoal to cook this. So it has such a great smoky barbecue taste. So good. So I'm not selling any of my stocks, but I am going to be buying more of this stock because we have to see the writing on the wall. What's happening here? All these people are going to be getting no bails, and they will be signing their life away. It's so cunning. It's fucking brilliant, actually. Because, you know, they made so much money in the 90s by incarcerating all these people. And these people, well, they need to, you know, they want their great grandkids to have that money. They're not ready to just stop. The prison industry is so big. I have a friend who just finished doing 22 years. He was in some weird kind of car accident, freaky situation that he was in. And while he was getting treated for that car accident, they checked his heart and they were like, whoa, dude, you need heart surgery immediately. His heart valves were all clogged. Mind you, he did 22 years, and I think for the last 15 of those 22 years, they were eating the meatless diet in the prison system. There were everything was straight GMO. Everything was straight soy. So this dude is eating soy and non-meat byproducts, mystery shit he's eating. All the hot dogs, burgers, all the chicken. Everything is just, you know, conjured up in the lab. Yo, this dude's heart valves were clogged. You would think this guy was like destroying his arteries somewhere, but no, he was in a prison in a controlled environment, and they figured out a way to get them out of here. The doctor said he would be lucky if he would live 1 year. He would have been just walking on the street and had an aneurysm, or whatever that's called. When your heart stops or you go into cardiac arrest. He would have been one of those guys, and he's like 50. So he'd just been one of those typical 55-year-old men who just die. And they want to tell you, he died of natural causes. What? Well, that was my dinner. Very inexpensive. I've been coming here for years. Anyway, I suggest that I think we should follow the right leaders. We got to follow this guy's lead here. I mean, the stock is $8.12. You know, gotta get it. Hey, I'm a proud owner of 200 shares of it. So what happens to my other stock? If the bubble pops and the stock market crashes, would I still hold on to my stock? Will my AutoZone stock still be? Will my NVDA stock, will that still be popping? Will my VOO still be popping? Will my VCR still be popping? Will my Tesla stock still be popping? Like, what happens? Will my Ford stock? What happens there? What happens with with my Inovio stock? What happens with all that? Does that disappear and then I start all over? But yet the prison stocks, comes up? Like, how does this work? How are they going to do this? How are they going to do the stock market like this? What's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I think this is an algorithm-based reality that we're in, that is going to gather up all this kind of conversation, all this jargon, all the comments, all this stuff. Like me, I'm putting this out there. I'm part of manifesting whatever the future is going to be to some degree. And I'm not worried. I'm ready to some degree. Like, and where's my readiness? The 30 days of craziness. When does that happen? When the bubble pops? Do the people in Washington Heights, and does Chinatown, and does Little Italy? Are those people the ones that are suffering? These little communities that are self-sustainable, all the Korean neighborhoods, all the Chinese neighborhoods, all the Jamaican neighborhoods, all of all these neighborhoods, they don't need any outside influences, so whatever's gonna happen, I'm ready. I'm not scared. We have to be prepared, and there will be a hell of a ride. This life that we're living, this reality that we're in, there was a time when, oh man. So my son, we're doing the homeschooling. I gotta sneeze. I'm not sneezing. I gotta blow my nose. Excuse me. Part of their homework was studying about 9/11. So my son was he was like studying about that guy who ran in the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. From Brooklyn, he ran all the way to the World Trade Center, and he died. So my son was like, why would he do that? Like, just wait a minute. So he ran and he died? And my son just was like, and he just broke down crying. Such a sweet boy, man. My son just cried for like 3 minutes, And I was like, son, tell me what you're thinking, what you feel. He's like, he died. He was trying to help people, and he died. And I'm like, yeah. But his legacy lives on. The tears you shed for this man, to some degree matters. It matters. So that's why, you can't be scared. You have to hold your head up. You got to think like a, what are they called? Vulcans. Not Vulcans. What's the other ones in Star Trek? Worf. Worf was one of them. He was son of Morg. He was a Klingon. And I remember one of the episodes, Worf's ship was coming in. They were fighting the Borg. And he took on some really some serious fire. Some heavy fire. And it looks like he's going to now just ram the Borg ship with his ship, they like lost control. They had no more maneuverability. They couldn't even move out of that. They couldn't get out of that. So what did they do? What did he say? He said, I guess today is a good day to die. You know? We need to have that mentality. We need to hold our chest out and our head up high. Because you're not going to feel it. Whatever's going to happen, you're not going to feel it. Like P&B. P&B, he was laying on that floor with his chest down on the floor, and he was like gasping for air. And like with every gasp, I'm sure he recollected his whole entire life. It wasn't like an instantaneous, transition to the other side. It was more like he fought. He struggled. He fought to stay alive, which is just so in itself, pretty brilliant, pretty amazing. And you could see him gasping for air. You could see the floor just covered in that, covered in his own hemoglobin, let's just say. He didn't feel that. He didn't feel any pain, is my point. There wasn't any pain. There was just the body fighting, the mind fighting, making peace to some degree, preparing the next chapter, the next steps in his life, because this might just be what happens in this reality. There are probably, dozens and dozens realities where, it didn't happen. And it's sad. It's sad. So I started off this video talking about Michael Burry and how he had the foresight to see what was going on in 2018. And I would put some money on this guy having that same foresight to see that the prisons are about to be very needed. And people are going to sign themselves right into the prison system. For the smallest little thing. They're going to be giving people some sort of tickets that they're not going to be able to make it to the ticket because they're so irresponsible. They're going to be late to the courts because they're irresponsible. Because they're going to be thinking it's lackadaisical. And before you know it, you're just going to have massive amounts of people being just processed. Like the cattle that we know that we truly are to some degree. Look at the Matrix. We're being herded and we're being corralled. I should have put this light on. Maybe even this one. There we go. It's a little better. Didn't I just buy something with a light today? The one I had in the car before was so good. But then when I moved to Red Hook, I didn't use this car for like a week. And I had on the dash, I had that cool little light. This one looks cool. So I got this. I think this was like $20. And that light melted because of the sun. That August sun just was too much. No, I guess it was July sun. the July sun was just vicious. You know, I like the, what's it called? I would have to charge it first, it looks like. Doesn't look like it comes on yet. So it's a selfie stick. Uh-oh, something just fell out. The little plastic that covers the screw just fell. We charge it here. So weird that they would sell a product with no power. Like none? You didn't test it when they were built? You didn't get a little bit of power? And this looks like some sort of extension piece. Oh yeah, look. To grab onto the phone. Then these little lights come on and then you can do a selfie stick with it. Or you can tripod it. There's so much better stuff out there, I know. This was just me wanting to. It's not a JT from Pocket Watching would say, it's not a spending problem you have. No, it's not a money flow problem, it's a spending problem you have. So I guess I would have to charge it first. It sucks. I just need something that I can just, and I went to Amazon looking for something cool. And let's see. Okay. This technology is so dated. Like, really? Could have, like, just give us a type C already. Come on. Okay. Oh, look. It's charging. It's like red. Alright, thank you. Oh, wow. I have to charge each side. Each side has a charging thing. That's weird. Oh well. I'll charge my new toy and then it'll find its way somewhere on some shelf, and then when I get serious, you know, maybe I'll go to B&H when I'm really serious, you know. But thank you for having dinner with me, talking about this stock that it looks like, you know, a wise man would say that maybe we need to seriously consider. That's what a wise man would say. And then it's like, you know, it's all about taking risk, I guess. You know, you got to take this risk. Calculated risk, of course. Like, I'm not going to get rid of my Tesla stock. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get rid of my Apple stock. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get rid of, you know, the pharmaceutical stocks that I have. I'm not going to do that. I have like a lot of money invested in this stock, and I've still been going in hard for this bear market. The bear market is, when you get out of this bear market, you're going to be able to have a realistic opportunity at wealth, generational wealth. I can borrow against, if I'm sitting on 3, 4, 500K in stock, and it might only cost me 150K. So I've just been going as hard as I can. Still wearing my same clothes from last year. We're gonna see. I haven't read anyone's chat. Oh look, no one's even said anything. I see Mike G. What's up, Mike G? I see someone said Kamala 42 salute. Mike G. It's about what led to and caused the '08 financial crisis. Christian Bale plays Michael Burry. You should check it out if you haven't. No, I haven't checked that out. The Big Short. Oh, the movie, The Big Short. No, I never checked the movie out. What's up with this P&B Rock situation? Yeah, T Rilla, yeah, right? Yeah, I talked about that a little bit. That's this P&B Rock situation. It's just like, it's easy to say that it was a robbery attempt, but was it a way for his catalog or whatever it was that he was fighting for to still be with, the people in charge? I don't know. This P&B Rock thing is just disturbing. Look, this is my first summer. This is my first time that I haven't wore a watch. Look, no watch, the whole summer, 2022. I'm not taking a chance rocking a Rollie and somebody is just hungry. Gotta be careful, what's the saying? You don't want to show your plate to somebody who's hungry. Because, and here's the one that my Aunt Pat taught me. My Aunt Pat taught me that what the eyes see, the heart desires. So what your eyes will see, your heart will desire. So you have to be very, 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 very careful at certain times in our history where people are reading from a very violent script. This is a script where they are killing each other like dogs on the street. Like dogs on the street. Like, just serious violence. And it's not worth it. You want to look cute in all that stuff is replaceable. You don't, it doesn't even make sense to wear. Why are you wearing that? And I'm not trying to victim blame in any way, shape, or form, but I've had the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles at that exact same spot. It was trash. It was salty as hell. It was nothing but a bunch of salt. The candy yams looked like they came straight from a can. The macaroni and cheese were waterlogged and overcooked. The macaroni was smashed up against the other macaroni. None of them had the circle where you could see through or blow. You couldn't blow through none of those macaronis. It was horrible. It was mediocre at best. Kevin Samuel's voice. Okay. It's like no one has any questions or anything else to give. Let's remember the Cash App. $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. The E is capitalized in Elvis, and the R is capitalized in Rosenberg. $ Elvis Rosenberg. And if you want to do the Venmo, you can Venmo me at Elvis Rosenberg. So it's Elvis Rosenberg. You are appreciated. You are loved. I love you. So true. And we're gonna figure it out together. We're gonna, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.